All right, everybody. My name's Omar Jamal, the host here. Welcome to Speed to Lead, the 60-second sales secret show. Here we are obsessed with speed to lead because fortunes are won in 60 seconds. Today we have Beth Bishop with us, CEO of Phoenix Effect LA. And welcome to the show, Beth.
Thank you so much for having me.
Excellent. So, Beth, we like to just get into the show right away. So, since we're part of the 60-second sales show, why don't you just pitch us your business, tell us who you are, what do you do, and why should we care?
Oh my gosh. Well, I am a holistic fitness and wellness expert. I've been in the industry for about 17 years now. My business has a couple different parts. I have a brick and mortar strength and conditioning studio on Melrose Avenue in Los Angeles. That is all about feeling good in the only home that you ever live in 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's kind of where I started. And then from there, I wanted to impact more people. So I started doing corporate wellness, public speaking, and now we've really grown into a very multifaceted, holistic brand.
Wow, good for you. Good for you. So, walk us through the journey. How did you get into this? How did you end up where you are? Tell us more.
Well, when I went to college, I thought I was going to work for the United Nations, and I ended up having a little internship with the United Nations. And I was like, wow, I hate this. This is not it. But while I was living abroad after I graduated, I saw a really cool talk by Muhammad Yunus, who is like kind of the founder of microfinance. And I was like, whoa, wait, business isn't evil. This is amazing. And long story short, I decided to not go to law school and pursue a fitness career. So I started as a personal trainer, did that. And I was like, well, I kind of want to do things my way. Opened up a gym about 10 years ago, grew that, scaled that to 7 figures. But in the process, my mental health suffered. There was a point in time where I had about $250,000 of debt.
Oh,
And my life was perfect on paper, but I was just miserable. And like, I was supposed to be living my dream. So then I got really into mindset work and somatics and ways to help people not just optimize their body, because I was strong and fit and healthy, but I wasn't happy, and also optimize the mind at the same time. So
mhm.
that's how I got into that. That's how the corporate speaking um, and consulting all happened, because most of corporate wellness is just absolute garbage. No one needs another
Yeah, yeah.
ergonomic desk setup. Anyway.
Yeah, good for you. Good for you.
Yep.
That's a unique spot. So that's interesting that you say that because I've been part of those corporate wellness spots and it's not that much, like you said. So, I guess how do you make it fun? What do you do differently?
I make it actually actionable. So, what I focus on in the corporate wellness sphere is stress. Stress is crazy because it actually costs companies on average around $21,000 per employee per year. Because when your
Oh,
nervous system is dysregulated, your cognitive processing time goes down by 25%, your cortisol levels raise by 15%. That's your stress hormone. And that makes it so you can't think. But everybody thinks I got to sit down and I got to drink coffee and I got to power through but it's not it. And so, what I teach and I make it really fun is how to build it into simple parts of your day and actually make changes that shift. Do you want to know?
interesting.
Do you want to know one secret one that everybody
I'd
should
love
be doing?
I'd love to know it. Tell
Okay.
me.
Yeah. The one thing you should do in the morning, or you shouldn't do, is pick up your
Mhm.
phone. If you
Hey,
listen to this and you want to change your life, don't start your day by picking up your phone. It's literally like letting in the rest of the world into your room before you've even gotten out of bed and spiking
I
your
know.
cortisol, and it makes you
Yeah,
seek dopamine throughout the day. So
yeah.
it makes you more stressed, more reactive. But if you just give it 30 to 60 minutes, it'll change your life. Little
I
stuff like
know
that.
I'm the worst. I'm the worst at it, but I'll be honest with you. I've tried keeping my phone away, and I don't know. I don't know what it is. You wake up faster with the
It's an
stupid blue light.
addiction.
It's an
We're
addiction. That's
addicted
what
to
it is.
stress.
Yeah.
We're addicted to stress, and everybody thinks it's normal to be anxious or ADHD or overwhelmed or stressed. It's just like it's par for the course now, but it's actually not natural and it's not healthy. And it's
Yeah.
actually making you worse at your job, less cute and a bad leader, because when you're dysregulated, everybody else can feel it because we have something
Yeah.
called the cognitive emotive loop. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, you've got me motivated. I just got to do something about it, I guess. But you're right. I hear you. I hear you. Interesting. Very good. So, in terms of you're more about your business. You do some corporate wellness. You do a few things, right? So, tell us a couple of things. Like, what do clients sort of rave about when they work with you?
Well, when my gym members rave about us, it's all about, wow, I didn't realize that feeling so good in my body could impact other areas of my life. Like, I'm leaving bad relationships, I'm asking for that promotion, I'm putting myself out there, I'm just feeling more joy, I'm feeling more energy. That's like the wow. Yeah.
Mm,
And
yeah.
then when I do my corporate seminars or projects, the biggest thing I get from people is like, I didn't realize that it was that easy to feel so much better. And I'm like,
Yeah.
it is that
Interesting.
easy and so easy to implement.
Yeah, it's so crazy how like our the way that we're just wired, right? Like when you feel good, when you go to the gym, when you stay healthy, when you stay active, when you put good fuel in your body, good food, you feel so much better and your performance increases so much. And that correlation of performance is not talked about more enough, in my opinion.
I agree completely.
Yeah, that's crazy. Cool, cool. So tell us a little bit, I suppose, about when you landed your dream client,
Mhm.
what did make that deal click, right? What was the dream client for you and how did you land it?
Which type of client? Should we talk about the gym members? That's probably the
You
easiest
you
one.
you you would tell us it's got to be a dream client.
So, all right, what's the question again?
So the question is, tell us about a time that you landed a dream client and what made the deal click.
Oh man. Sometimes like the dream clients are just like the ones that like you click with instantly. You just have that rapport and they're just in it for the right reasons. They really like want to be there because they know that there's something better and they're willing to be coached, they're willing to be vulnerable, they're willing to invest in themselves.
Ring.
Yeah, like
Do
I
do
love
you,
that. And they're ready to
yeah,
open up their wallet too.
sure.
Win-wins.
Do you find that there's a lot of people that are not coachable?
It's not that they're not coachable. It's not whether someone's coachable or not, it's whether or not they're willing.
Interesting. Interesting. Like how if they're willing to actually make the effort and implement some
Yeah.
of the things for them as a
Yeah.
client facing.
Yeah. If they're willing, it's one thing to say, like, oh, be my accountability coach. I want to make a change. But then fighting back against everything, not being open to taking the actions, or even just being vulnerable, saying, I'm having trouble taking action on those things. Yeah. I think everybody is coachable if they're willing to take personal responsibility for what they want to solve.
For sure, for sure. Now, obviously, you're a successful business owner, right? You've grown this business quite great heights. You have a corporate wellness part, you have a gym part of it as well, and maybe some other stuff. So, I guess like walk us through. Business comes with a lot of problems. Every successful business owner knows that businesses there's so many problems that happen as well. So, if you could sort of wave a magic wand and fix one thing in your business, what would that be?
Oh man, it's always leads generation. Always.
Lead gen is the problem.
Always. Mhm.
So how do you let's talk about that. How do you get leads right now?
So many different ways. At the gym, we do special events, we do referral campaigns, we do partnerships with local businesses, we do interesting brand partnerships. We did like last year we had the Lioness TV show, which is like special agents, like badassery, and we did a whole class for them. So we find little ways to do that. Obviously, paid
Yeah.
ads, um, SEO, social media, DMs. It's a machine, right? And you
Yeah,
have to
it's
keep on
crazy.
tweaking the machine.
I was literally just gonna say that. It's crazy how hard it is to build the machine and how much you have to tweak the machine to change. And I feel like since COVID, even like the last 2 to 3 years, it's changed so much.
Mhm.
Just it's harder to get leads now, plain and simple.
It's maybe not harder, but you definitely have to be on your game and be up on it and be willing to shift constantly.
Yeah, yeah. So which one of those is actually working for you? Like if you were to walk through your sales process from the minute, like, is a lead clicking your ad? Like what happens? Or like, are they just submitting an online inquiry? What action are they sort of taking? And which thing is actually working for you right now?
I mean, it depends on the promotion, right? So, for organic, doing once a month, we do a special class called Fit Over 50, where
Okay.
we bring in people who are over 50 and they want to like lift and get back into it and be in a safe, welcoming place. That's something that's really helpful. We have another meetup that we do called the Sathletic Club, which is a queer women's lifting club. Like that, always every single one of those events, because they're very community based, and you build that rapport and trust, and you target special groups. And really talk to them and really handle their pain points. That seems to work really well. Um, as far as paid ads, oh man, I'm not super thrilled with them right now. The organic
Where
stuff is exciting.
gotcha. Where are you like advertising on like Facebook or Google or something?
We've done Google local services ads. We do um, Instagram ads, Facebook ads. Um,
Gotcha, gotcha. So people can find you anywhere across like social media if they're sort of
yeah, of
interested.
course. Yeah.
Yeah, and then obviously like you, I'm sure you promote some organic content as well, how
Mhm.
people can find you.
Yep. And
Cool.
we'll go into DMs if someone, you know, likes us, then we'll ask them some questions.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Now, if somebody submits an inquiry, like somebody clicks on your ad, what happens then? Like how fast do you guys actually contact them, and what's like an ideal scenario for you there?
So we're hooked up to Go High Level. So
Mhm.
if they submit an inquiry, they'll get, within a minute, a text message from us.
Gotcha, gotcha. Cool, makes sense. Cool. So tell us, I guess, a little bit more on the clientele side and the business side. Like what are some like pain points or like experiences that you're seeing of like how are you trying to differentiate from like your competition and just grow as a business leader?
Yeah, I started to see my business not as like a boutique fitness gym, but a community center. And I think that shift is very, very important because we're going to see a lot of changes in the next couple of years in the fitness industry in a big, big way. I think
Oh,
personal trainers will, um, maybe the next 3 to 5 years, they'll still be okay. But after a while, like, ooh, I mean, we had some of our first, like, we have higher ticket coaching offers, like nutrition coaching and personal training. And we had our first cancels for nutrition coaching this year because, oh, well, I'm just going to talk to Chat GPT. And we're like, cool.
oh.
Yeah. So
Mm,
that's going to shift. But one thing that will never change about humans is that we are a social species and that we want to gather and we like to gather. And not only do we like to gather, but we like to gather and move together.
mm, mm.
So,
I like.
like, that is very important. Um, we try to, provide opportunities that are outside of just like, here's our class, see you later, bye. We do no
Mhm.
shower happy hour. We do, sometimes we do Spartan races together. We do charity events together.
Right, right. More like in person, real life, human community stuff.
Yeah,
More and more you're drilling down on.
yeah, because at the end of the day, like some of these fitness companies are backed by deep, 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 deep venture capital pockets, and I'm not going to
Right.
beat someone who has a $500,000 marketing budget per month, and that's okay. But like, can I
Yeah.
give more of a personal touch that is just makes people feel seen and special and provide a deeper
Yeah.
connection that's less corporate? Totally.
Yeah. Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. And how are you thinking about AI? You mentioned it a little bit. So
Mhm.
how are you thinking about actually utilizing AI in your business? How are you thinking about it?
I love ChatGPT just for like making pitches, um, you know, refining content. I like to write a lot of my content, but I like to like clean it up a little bit with that. So just little time saving things like that. A lot of admin time I'm saving. Um,
Mhm.
we do not have AI marketing automation though.
Okay. So you right now you don't.
And I know that's what you guys do.
Yeah, yeah, that's what it's about. This is not about us. This is about you.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. So now, Beth, when it comes to like your business, actually, like when it comes to like employees and team members, are you telling them to utilize ChatGPT and stuff? Like I have a fitness trainer, right? He trains me, and I saw like he created like a plan for me and stuff. And while looking at it, I was like, oh wow, like is this something that like ChatGPT would be able to do? And I actually went like started tracking my macros more of having that conversation with ChatGPT, right? And I never did that before.
Yep.
So is that something that you're thinking about like actually implementing with your team as well? Or like I guess like how does a fitness leader think about AI and incorporating it in their business, not only for themselves, but for their team as well?
Well, I want to make it easier for my team to do things, obviously. Um, we use it to brainstorm in meetings. We use it to write content and refine it. We use it to create fun ideas for organic marketing. So we use it as a brainstorming thing. But I think
Mm.
I'm, thinking about, what you said about your trainer, right? This is why personal training is not going to be, it's not going to be it. It's not,
So you're
or it's going
thinking
to
that
drastically
personal
change.
training is gonna be, you're thinking personal training is just gonna be like a whole different
Of
career
course
all
it
of a
is. Think
sudden.
about it like this. Like, um, you know, you might be able, say, like, I don't know, say you got your GPT to program you really great workouts, I mean,
Mhm.
say you bought a bot, right? $20 bot that was programmed by some like fitness person who's well known and they'll write you their own workout. Boom. Okay. So programming is something that we've like used to put front and center of our branding because the woman on my team who's incredible at programming, she's been doing it for 10 years and written over like 30,000 workouts. She's amazing. But like she's written 30,000 workouts. How many billions
Yeah,
of workouts has ChatGPT written?
100%.
So
100%.
like programming is no longer going to be like a um, selling point. And
Yeah.
even now, like one of my friends was writing their own, like he's a biohacker. He's writing his own like GPT for like supplements and other blah, blah, blah. And he's integrating it with the 23andMe DNA. So based on that, you just upload the something from 23andMe and all of a sudden you've got your like health and wellness coach here telling you
Yeah.
what lifestyle and what supplements and what you should be eating based on your DNA. Like,
Yeah.
okay, so there goes your nutrition coach. Um,
Yeah.
your your chat GPT doesn't get tired of listening to you talking. So like at the end of the day, like I think what's going to happen is we're going to see younger generations being fine with that and older
Yeah.
generations like millennials and maybe Gen
Yeah.
X, really seeking that human connection. But it's going to change the industry because checking form is no longer going to be a thing. There's already plenty of apps that do that that tell you where you're moving wrong and how to fix it.
Yeah. Yeah. Does that scare you as a business owner?
Yes, of course it does. Of course it does because it doesn't scare. I mean, it scares me as a human because I am worried about us losing our humanity. I'm worried about younger generations being able to think critically and come up with original ideas and be as curious and be able, I guess, to learn how to ask really good questions, I suppose. That is one good thing that GPT is giving us. But yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
going to drastically change the fitness industry in a
100%.
huge way. It already is. So that's why I
Yeah.
think we're even seeing bigger brands like Equinox double out on these like co-working spaces that are also fitness, right? Because
Mm.
they know that community and humanness, they're actually investing into the humanness side and then using
Yeah.
AI technology. Right? Like
Yeah.
I would like to add more AI technology into our like tracking apps and things like that.
Yeah, yeah. No, I appreciate your honesty. I appreciate your honesty. A lot of people don't think about it that way. It's like, how can we utilize this beautiful technology, AI, and think about incorporating it? Some people go like very like anti, which is like, no, it's gonna take over my jobs, and they get scared and stuff. But I think you're thinking about it the right way, right? It's just about how do you the thing is, like, in your industry, I don't think a lot of people are doing it, right?
Hmm.
If you actually become a forward thinker and actually incorporate some of this stuff, um, to your point that human community always sticks around. We've always figured out a way to work together. If you think about it, like in the I was having this conversation with somebody yesterday. It's like if you think about it in the 1800s, if our ancestors looked at us today, they'd be like, "These guys just sit on a computer, play games all day. This is not real work." Right? Like if you look at a lot of office jobs, like I'm on Zoom meetings all day,
Hmm.
right? And to many people, that just looks like a game that you're just
Hmm.
taking a bunch of keyboard strokes. Because in the 1800s, you have to do hard work, physical labor, et cetera, et cetera. So I think the same thing's going to happen with AI too. I think the difference is going to be what you just said. Everybody is going to be forced to incorporate it into their business, and if they
Yes.
don't do that, you're going to fall behind. So the only answer to this is actually incorporate it in your business,
Yeah.
and get ahead of the curve. It's still early. It's like 1996 of internet years, right?
Yeah.
So it's like we still got time. Still got time.
Yeah, and I suppose it will weed out all the people who've kind of gotten away with mediocre, right? There's a
Exactly.
lot of personal trainers that are sweaty babysitters, and they don't
Yeah.
program for their clients, and they just like they give them the same shit, and it's just like it's just stupid.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So they're not
And
going to
it'll
have
do.
jobs.
Yeah, exactly. And it'll do what you just said. It's community. It's like if you can build together community, that in real life interaction is going to be valued even
It's
higher
everything.
going forward. Like we already see it after COVID. Like you see like how much you need people, et cetera, et
Oh,
cetera. So it's like
pre
how are you
pre
going?
right?
Go
Like
ahead. Go ahead.
pre-COVID, we used to try to do all these like stretching and breath work classes. No one would come to them.
Yeah.
Now, like that class is full every week. I think people
Crazy.
people want to retap into their bodies and be connected because things just keep
Yeah.
moving faster and faster and faster, and like people are just reactive. They can't keep up, and it like everything feels well. The
Yeah.
vibe isn't super great in America right now. I'll tell you that it sucks here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about the community aspect of it. How, if somebody's watching this, how do they join your community? How do they learn more about community? What's your community all about?
our community is all about we're phoenixes. So it's about constant leveling up, growing, getting curious, but doing it from a place of love and alignment and surrounding yourself in a community of like-minded people who are also on that journey, but their own, right? So it's
Mm,
supportive, it's not competitive. So if people want
mm.
to come check it out, they can find us at the Phoenix Effect on Instagram or phoenixeffectla.com.
Cool, cool. So there you have it, guys. We had Beth Bishop here, but we have three fire round questions for you, Beth, before we let you go. So these are short and sweet answers, and I'll just dive right into it and you go ahead. So tell us about a book that you've read that's made the biggest impact in your life.
Change Your Paradigm, Change Your Life by Bob Proctor.
Oh, what's the book about?
It is all about how we have these paradigms, which are basically our belief system. And everything that we believe impacts our thoughts. Thoughts impacts our feelings. Feelings impact actions. Actions impact results. And results go ahead and reinforce a belief system. So when we create paradigms when we're little about what the world is about, that impacts the rest of our lives. And we keep running these programs on autopilot. So if you can shift what you believe about yourself and your potential, then you can really achieve anything you want.
Love it. Love it. Next question. What's the one word that defines your leadership style?
Hmm, that's a good one. Um, Creative.
Creative. I like that. And now this one's a little fun one. If you were to be an animal, what animal would you be and why?
I would probably be like a dolphin, kind of playful,
Oh,
get to swim. I like the water.
there you go. There you go. Well, that's the plot. Thank you for coming on the show today, Beth. Is there anything else you'd like to tell the audience about where to find you?
Nope, just go ahead and, or you can find me personally if you liked on LinkedIn. Just search for Beth Bishop. Or you can find me on Instagram at the Beth Bishop, THEE, like Megan the Stallion.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thanks for coming on the show, Beth. It was wonderful having this conversation. Guys, again, I'm the founder and CEO of Atlas. I host CEOs and founders who are building businesses. And this is the Speed to Lead show, 60-second sales secret show where leads turn into revenue before your coffee gets cold. See you guys in the pod next time. Bye for now.